Gran Turismo is a racing biopic slash video game movie that came out a few weeks ago in the middle of August, and yes, I am late to reviewing it. This movie is directed by Neil Blomkamp. Yes, that Neil Blomkamp, the man who directed District 9. What a brilliant ass movie. This is also the man who directed Chappie, so duality of man, I suppose. This film also stars Jimon Hansu and Orlando Bloom and David Harbour and Archie Mandekwe. I think that's how you say his name. This movie is about the story of underdogs. It's about a motorsport executive who works for Nissan. It's about a former race car driver, and it's about a gamer who plays Gran Turismo all day. And it's about these guys finding a way to train the gamer, whose name is Jan, into being a race car driver. And so you take a gamer, you put him in a real race car, and you teach him about one of the most dangerous sports known to man. And this is the true story about how all of that happened. And yes, I actually looked it up because I wanted to make sure this is actually a true story. Like, all this shit really happened, which is crazy to me. Holy fuck, am I tired of that fucking Gran Turismo trailer. That stupid ass, generic ass, boring ass trailer. Don't you dare. Don't you sit there and act like I am the only one who hated that trailer and as a result became bored with this movie before I even saw it. For months, I watched this trailer play in front of movies that I was actually looking forward to seeing, and I'm just like, they're just gonna play this same generic ass trailer over and over again? Are they gonna give us anything new? Are they gonna give us a different trailer, something interesting? No, it's just gonna be the same trailer. Okay, fuck this movie. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I came into this movie kind of a hater about it because I was just so tired of that goddamn trailer. And then I saw the movie and I was just like, damn it, it wasn't a shitty movie. In a perfect world, this would be a shit movie and I would be here in this video shitting all over it because yes, vindication, justification for my feelings about that trailer. But unfortunately, none of the movie's actually kind of decent and I had a decent time watching it, and I think you'd have a decent time watching it too. Things that are good about the movie, the performances. Everybody here is giving a very good performance. Specifically, the people that are very close to this. Orlando Bloom has become somewhat of an underrated actor over the years. Doesn't take many projects, or at least many projects that people are talking about. Orlando Bloom is this wide-eyed, enthusiastic ass exec in this movie that seems to have big dreams. Somehow he was able to make it all work and put that into a winning performance in this movie. David Harbour also is actually really good in this movie, and I'm glad that the movie spent more time on his relationship with this kid in this movie, played by Archie. David Harbour is funny, he's cynical, he's jaded, but he's also, you know, one of those tough exterior, soft interior type of characters, and we like rooting for characters like that. This kid, Jan, again, it's kind of incredible that all of this is a true story. I like the way Archie played him. He's a character that has a lot of baggage, but he's a character that also feels very eager to prove himself, and we like rooting for underdogs like that. In that sense, this is an underdog story, and they do a good job at building up the story of the underdog, showing you his life. He was an ordinary gamer, like he was a good gamer. He wasn't even like the best in the world or anything. Somehow he went from playing Gran Turismo to actually being in a race car and actually risking his life on a racetrack and competing in multiple tournaments. Like, that shit is bananas, man. That shit is dangerous. That shit could kill you, could kill other people. It's more than just knowing how to drive. I'm a good driver and I could never do what these people do, and they show that in this movie. Beyond that, I think the soundtrack is pretty good. The movie is shot decently. I think the race car scenes are actually really fun and are the best sequences of the entire movie. You'll see a lot of overheads. You'll see some drone shots spinning around. I also like the fact that they take you inside his head sometimes while he's driving the car, and they show you what his perspective is, and his perspective is a video game. So they kind of transform the area around him into a car that you would be driving in a video game. I think that's actually really awesome. Overly Familiar is the name of the game. This is not just a video game movie, it's a biopic, and it's an overly familiar and cliche-ridden biopic at times. There's just things that are in this movie that you've seen before, you've seen in better movies. Pacing can drag a little bit because you know exactly what's gonna happen, and there's no real impact behind some of the actions that are set up in the screenplay. A lot of the supporting or side characters outside of like the mains feel unimportant the longer that the movie goes on. There's a romance that we waste like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes on that never feels nearly as important as the movie's trying to make it seem. To be honest, I was really meh on this movie for like 70% of the runtime. Then there's something that happens and it kind of like altered my thoughts about the movie and made me go, oh, you know what? That's some real shit. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of on board with it now. I like the execution. Sometimes simple works and simple is better, and simple absolutely carries you to the finish line in this movie, no pun intended. Gran Turismo doesn't reinvent the wheel, but I had a decent enough time watching it. I'm gonna leave this one in the Daily Planet. What is your favorite video game movie of all time? If you don't have one of those, what's your favorite biopic of all time? Don't you dare sit there and lie and say you don't have a favorite one of either. All right, I know what kind of people are watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel. Stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.